Exploring the lore of Star Wars has always been intriguing to me because you never really know what you're going to find, especially if you're talking about Legends material. Back in the day, they were throwing all sorts of stuff at the viewers, at the fans, at the readers, anything they could get their hands on, and out of this birthed a lot of rare and weird lightsabers, weapons. The Star Wars universe is filled with those. There's a lot of videos going around and there's a lot of material, but one of the rarest ones I think I found, because I'm a Star Wars nerd and I read everything and I try to go back especially into the old magazines and everything, I actually found the weirdest weapon out of them all used by a Jedi, and that is the San-Ni staff that you could see right here. I found this in the magazine Star Wars Gamer number 10, and as soon as I saw this Plo Koon looking Jedi wielding this nunchuck, what looks like staff or lightsaber or whatever, I knew I had to make a video about it because Legends is kind of crazy. As I said, there's a lot of weird and rare stuff in Legends. When it comes to weaponry, there's no barriers to what you can find. There's literally a lightsaber whip that was used at one point in time, and now you can see there's a nunchuck weapon as well, used by literally a Jedi. This also intrigued me canon-wise. Is there a weird looking weapon in canon? As we know, all these things, or these lightsabers and Legends, have now been extinct, wiped out, but has canon anything else to provide as well? Well, believe it or not, now in 2020 there was a short story that showcased a Sith wielding a weird lightsaber of his own in quote-unquote canon. I say quote-unquote because we're gonna explain it later on, but let's talk about what I found in this Star Wars Gamer magazine that showcased what seems to be nunchuck lightsabers, or so-called the San-Ni staff. So first off, this magazine is actually referring to a lot of D&D type style of games that used Star Wars RPGs and stuff like that you could play with your friends. And as you can see, the San-Ni staff costs 500 credits. Down below here, you also can see the damage that it can cause, critical and stuff like that. Everything detailed specifically so that you can play. If you get the San-Ni staff during the game, you know what it is, what you have to do with it. There is a description as well. By the way, this is not Plo Koon, the Jedi that we know and love. Below him, here's a full image, and below him you can see that droids, Federation droids, B1 droids, are piled and piled because this Jedi has just wiped them out. Although there is no confirmation that this is Plo Koon, but there is a Jedi who actually used the San-Ni staff. In this description, it goes on to say the San-Ni staff is a difficult weapon to use effectively. So kind of confirming, of course, that this is not an easy weapon to understand how to use, but it does deal a lot of damage. So it continues, when deactivated, it is merely a baton about 50 centimeters in length. Treat a deactivated staff as a club. Literally, it's trying to say use it as a baton or nunchucks. To activate it, now this is the interesting part, grab each half, twist, and pull it apart. A 10 centimeter long stun prod springs from each end of the staff, and two high voltage power couplings crackle to life in its center. When activated, the San-Ni staff triples in length to 150 centimeters. It's popular among its few users for its discreet nature. So in essence, what this snippet is trying to explain is that while it is difficult to understand how to maneuver it and use effectively, it is perfect for those who want this weapon to be discreet. This is the advantage that the Jedi using it would essentially have. Now, one of the Jedi that actually used the San-Ni staff was a Force-sensitive male called Walden Bridger, who was educated in the ways of the Force by the Jedi Order. He eventually attained the rank of Jedi Knight, and as a Jedi Knight, he pursued the path of Jedi Guardian during his independent studies, and he actually built this San-Ni staff himself, which he wielded in place of a lightsaber. So this Jedi Knight, Walden Bridger, elected to use this energy-powered nunchuck weapon instead of his lightsaber. Now if you think he's crazy, he actually was a Jedi weapon master, and at some point in time, because of this achievement, because of the staff, he was made a Jedi Master by the Jedi High Council for his knowledge and power in the Force. I wouldn't blame you if you think this was a whack weapon, a stupid weapon, but here is the validation for the Sunni staff and for this Jedi using it, because he actually did use this weapon during the Clone Wars. When the Clone Wars started, Master Bridger took up the title of General and participated in the war. At this time, he led a campaign in the war-torn planet of Tagoria and brought it into the fold of the Republic. The Tagorians, however, did voluntarily join the CIS, and they viewed the Republic as invaders. When Master Bridger brought his landing party down on the world, the natives attacked and slaughtered the clone troopers under Bridger's command, and what's worse, they had direct support from General Grievous, who saw to it that he would alone face the Jedi with the nunchuck weapon. Now here is when you kind of feel bad for Jedi Master Walden Bridger, because he wasn't even able to stand against Grievous with his nunchuck weapons for even a minute. Once Grievous attacked Master Bridger, the duel only lasted 20 seconds. Grievous's lightsabers cut through Bridger's staff, and the Jedi Master was killed instantly. To make matters worse, General Grievous did not even discard of the body. He just left it there to lay for Mozgoth beasts to rip it apart and to feast on. A pretty sad ending to not only the Jedi Master Walden Bridger, but to the Sunni staff as well. However much Master Bridger wanted, it just couldn't supersede a good old-fashioned lightsaber, let alone 4 lightsabers that General Grievous pretty much wielded at that time. This is all Legends, of course, and in canon, there is Darth Noctis, who is a female Sith Lord that appeared in a short story back in 2020. The short story is called A Life Immortal, and it comes from a book called Dark Legends. I have to say that this story was not confirmed to be canon specifically, but it did mention that there was a legend about Darth Noctis, about this Sith who stayed on Exegol for a long time trying to find immortality. So even the story itself says that Darth Noctis is a Legend's tale, but it does appear in canon. It's kind of weird that way. Whatever the case may be, Darth Noctis did actually wield a literally curved blade. Not a curved hilt like Count Dooku, but a curved blade, as you can see in this image right here. I don't know, there's a lot of weird lightsabers out there, and I would love to ask you guys as well, which one is your favorite and which one would be your favorite to wield, especially against General Grievous, who is a tough opponent after all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.